You guys have to come to me. Find your light in me.
All I've ever wanted is to feel a part of something, to feel loved, to feel important, to feel like I was meant to be here on this earth, to feel like I have a purpose. And Satan knew all of that. So that's why he made that trap for me. One that would draw me away from the true light, that would give me all those things I've ever desired, but instead into a place full of fake light, where I admittedly did feel satisfied for a while, but it definitely did not last. My fake light was partying. I found excitement and happiness in doing fun things with my friends, and I've become comfortable with the small light I have, simply because it's all I have. Satan placed this joy there to pull me in, to distract me, to tempt me to follow that instead of God. And after I willingly fell into his trap of deception, he took that small piece of joy away from me and left me in the darkness where I was lost. I became so wrapped up in simply wanting a little light in my life that I chased after anything that remotely resembled it. But what I realized after reaching an ultimate low in my life was that the true light that I've desired this entire time was standing right there beside me, trying to pull me back to him. I got caught in the destructive life of a partier just to try and find a little bit of light. And that's how I ended up in that dark situation. It only led me to more darkness, brokenness, and pain. How could I have been so oblivious to not even recognize the Creator, the loving, true light, God, right there beside me that entire time? Satan used my weaknesses against me. He deceived me and drew me away from Christ, but I began to see the places that he was taking me and that I did not want it anymore. And that's when I had the huge realization in my life to stop searching for the light and satisfaction in all the wrong places and instead turn to God with it. It took me a while, and even today I still have my ups and downs, just like anybody. But I found the true, good, faithful, everlasting light in God, and I can't thank him enough for the transformation and beauty that he's brought into my life. So now, I ask you again, where are you trying to find your light?
I found the light and the truth and the joy. But after a while, it became so uncomfortable and too much to bear. I had been working so hard to find the light, the true light. And once I had gotten it, it became too much to bear because I was given this grace and this forgiveness that I didn't deserve. So I chose to step out of the true light and go back into the darkness. So lastly, I ask you, where are you trying to find your light?
Going on for months, and it was only getting worse. I didn't know what to do anymore. I just felt so trapped. And what I thought was leading me to true love only led me to more pain, more destruction, and more hurt in my life. I've been going to church recently, back to the old church that I went to when I grew up, and I hadn't been there in years, but I decided one Sunday I would just go back. And on this Sunday, the pastor was speaking about love. He was talking about a kind of love that accepts you for who you are, a kind of love that never leaves you even when you mess up, and a kind of love that shines light into the dark places of your life and turns it into something beautiful that you never thought could be there before. I've found the true light in Jesus Christ, where I couldn't find true love anywhere else like that before. It's made me so much more fulfilled now that I have it, and I never want to let it go. I'm free now from this relationship. I don't have to be trapped anymore. I found this light that's lighting up my life, and I can walk freely in it, and it shines brighter and lasts longer than any other fake light that I could ever encounter. So I want to ask you guys again, where are you trying to find your light?
So I hope that skit really impacted you guys and you guys thought personally about your lives and where you've been searching for the light, whether you've been searching in the places where you thought you'd find the true light but ended up with this fake light that disappoints you and you're left all alone, miserable, wondering like who can I turn to, like where's that help? As you saw in the skit, the three characters, they all found Jesus, they all found the light, and they all chose to turn on the light. But the second person decided to turn off the light. It's like when you've been in a room for a long time and you're like adjusted to the darkness, you're used to it. And when the light turns on, it's too much sometimes. It hurts the eyes, and it hurt so much that she couldn't bear the truth. So she decided to turn off the light. She decided that she didn't deserve the light. But Jesus is still standing there waiting for her, wanting her, and loves her. Jesus hasn't forsaken her or given up on her. So as we move on to the message, I want you guys to really think about like where are you trying to find your light? And Sam and Caitlin are going to give the word, and they're just going to dig deeper on light and darkness. Yeah, so enjoy.
So how you guys doing? Good. Good. All right. So throughout the skit, we asked this question: where are you trying to find your light? And like, I'd like to think everyone's trying to find light. Right? Everyone's trying to find that thing that makes them feel fulfilled and makes them feel hopeful and simply makes their life worth living, right? And so, where do we find this light? I mean, the world is a pretty weird place. So, where can we expect to find it? Should we find it in relationships? Should we go out and try and find an amazing girlfriend and then be like, this is my light? But how long will that last? That's my question. How long will it take before that person lets you down? Or maybe you're not about the whole relationships thing. Maybe it's money. Maybe money is more important to you because it can buy you things and make you feel good. But what happens when money runs out? Or what happens when you have so much stuff that it just doesn't matter anymore? See, the thing is, we try and find our light in all these material things, all these things that the media wants us to think will fill us with light. But does that really give you a light? Like you saw in the skit, many different people tried to find their light, or thought they were finding their light in substances and relationships. But in the end, they were empty. They had nothing left. And so, I have a bit of an analogy. I mean, so I need one person to come up here. Dina? Okay, come on up. Okay.
No. Good. Okay. Still can't see. Nope, can't see. Perfect. Pretty dark.
As you. Okay. So that is your light. That's the light everyone wants. Everyone so desires. But we seem to have a big problem because we can never see where the light is. So, Rena, try and find the light.
I'm gonna take this off.
I'm gonna walk into something.
No, you're on the right track. Keep going that way. Are you gonna close?
Okay. So, thing is, when we're blinded by sin and all these other distractions that the devil tosses at us,
Right here.
when we're distracted by everything else, it makes it really difficult to find the light because we're blind, right? And so, what Jesus wants to do is guide us. Like, I could have guided Rena right to the light because I can see, right? And so, that's just something to think about. Now, Caitlin, now we have a video of the light.